St. Clair back. Greetings and salutations. Hey man, you're not wrong. We did start early. So partially because right after this, we're gonna do a mashup with Fat Mouth Sports. So sometimes we get a little loosey goosey, and but we want to make sure we do what we're supposed to do for HBCU Digital Network. So I'll hit St. Clair up in a little bit. But you're not seeing this wrong. We did start early. 8 o'clock. We're gonna join Fat Mouth Sports, and we'll just keep the party rolling over there. But we're gonna do it on the Fangs Up channel probably. So not doing the HBC Digital Network. But for those of y'all that are watching, right, let's give y'all some classic vibes, right? Kind of see how you feel about it, how it's looking for you, and I also got a little bit of tournament stuff going on too, right? Sounds like a good time, especially tomorrow. You already know what's up and what it's about to be. Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does!
And that might be the knockout punch.
Look, oh crap, we got to redo it again. I got him. But for those that are already looking to head down to Orlando, continue down this way. If you have it, we got you though. So one of the best parts of this is the timing. And this year in particular, you get some classic vibes, and FAMU's hosting a tournament. So we are running a little early, better than late, because if you're going to catch us at a normal time, you're going to catch us with Fat Mouth Sports, and we're going to do a little mashup today. So, but yeah, so classic vibes, good times. If you are so inclined, Rattler Boosters, go do your thing. If you are inclined in entertaining the idea, join the Rattler Boosters. They can definitely use every member they can get. Also, as you can see, look at the ticker at the bottom. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, especially on the YouTube channel. We are really close to 400. Would love to get to 400 and then get over the top to that 500 level right there. So, but we will go back to our normal time going forward. What's up, Uncle Steve? Look, if you missed Uncle Steve's show, right, I'm going to tell you like the old deacons tell you, you missed a treat. It was a really good show. Interesting with Quinn Gray. And look, if you don't watch Fangs Up, I do kind of want to halfway hit that I told you so. But just say it, man. Hey, man. Thought about it for a second. But history is my love, man. So stuck it there. Mentioned in St. Clair. St. Clair is literally calling me back. As soon as we finish this, I'm going to switch off a Fat Mouth before Fat Mouth. So we'll probably finish right about 7:50. So I can catch St. Clair at 8. Or before 8. And then we're going to switch over there. But we are definitely going to get that going. And we're going to get that going in a second. So, but what we had was that Patrick Scott, Philip Sylvester, and Joe Taylor all on the show. So, yeah, man, like some big time names as far as if you're a FAMU, right? And so let me let them know. Let me call you in 50. So that way I can get St. Clair done. And because we had it and then we didn't have it, and then we didn't get it again. So we got to get it right. Man, what's up, Coach Jefferson? Look, hey, man, it's going to be interesting to see, man. My favorite SWAC venue, I mean, Bragg is there. Overall, outside of FAMU, is A.W. Mumford. I haven't been since they renovated it. I haven't been to the new Alabama State Stadium. So, yeah, man. What's up, Popcat? Look, but yeah, that's probably my favorite one that's not FAMU related, right? The Lawson Center is slept on, though. I love the Lawson Center as well. So good times there. For those who so inclined, if you would like to and you would like to donate, hey, we definitely ask if you can donate to the track team. Give a little something if you can. If you can't, I completely understand it. It could be $5. It could be $5,000. I don't care what it is. Give it anything though, man. But in the chat, if you've been to some of these other SWAC venues, share your favorites. I will tell you, I hate Cookman's Gym. Like, I know y'all saw First Take on there. I don't like that gym. I just don't like it. And mentioning Petty Week, it's officially Petty Week. This one I saw today, I saw the Pride once. It's an overrated experience. This is the kind of pettiness I like, man. So yeah, those are my favorites, man. That's my favorite part, though. Like, I love this part of the week. I love the pettiness and all that kind of stuff, man. So, yeah, man. Look, as I stated, if you missed it, go back and rewatch it. Really good interview with Quinn Gray. Insightful. One of the things I really picked up from Quinn Gray was him stating that he was only leaving for the right place. Like, I'm just saying, man, if you still rocking a gym, you're already behind. Hey, man. Yeah, we're going to be on the bike this week. So no school next week. We're going to be on the bike, getting those miles in, man. So I'm just saying, you've been in that Lawson Center. Unfortunately, no show for basketball, man. Hey, man, ask friends and the family, man. Ask friends and the family about that. So for those that are right here, though, we did get a softball signing. Huge get, largely because our team is who they are, right? They are really good. They've got a pretty good opportunity here, right? So just me personally, I'm enjoying the fact that we do have a solid softball program and we got a coach who gets it. To me, that's super important, and I'm enjoying that. Yeah, man. So always good times right there. Love to see that. And just to see right there, another kid from that Florida, Georgia, pitcher utility. It's always important to get right there, man. So you definitely want to be able to get as many of those as possible. Basketball season's on the way. The guys lost. Look, I'm telling y'all, there's a reason Uncle Steve wasn't on the show on Monday. It was because he was out there. Like, we tell y'all about this. Most of us, we talk about FAMU, but we also go support. He thought it not robbery to go to Athens and go support the Rattlers. Didn't quite pull out the dub, but they were there to support. Tomorrow, if you're here in Orlando, go over to UCF. I got family in town. Otherwise, I'd be going, and I'm on auntie duty. So for me, I'd rather just kind of spend a little time with my peoples than to drive all across town and everything else. So, and that's important to me. Family is important to me. So family first, and family is family in this case. So double times over. And somebody who thought in that robbery do it for me when I was young, now it's my turn. So tomorrow, if you are in town, go to a UCF game. If you don't know, we usually do a post-game picture. So I'm definitely going to lament missing that. I don't know why at first I thought the game was a different day, but the game is tomorrow at UCF at Addition Financial Arena. It's a nice arena, nice barn. I will say it's nice. Is it the end all be all? Nah. I told y'all before, I prefer Lawson to that one. I honestly, if I'm being real with y'all, I like Lawson better than the Tucker Center. I like Lawson better than the Yangling Center too. I don't like the Yangling Center in USF. It's a nice looking venue, but I don't like how it feels. Like, it's just as far as being in there, man. So, Holly, you early for once? No. You on time. I'm super early. Again, for those who are kind of coming in, but like, my time is off. What's going on? It's because 8:00, Fat Mouth Sports and I, we're doing a mashup. So we're gonna have a little bit of fun, and we get a little loosey-goosey sometimes. So, and I know, just out of respect for HBCU Digital, if it's not something that's strictly Fangs Up and that I know runs ads that don't support HBCU Digital Network, I don't put on the network. So that's just my personal preference. That's me guarding the gate for the company that works with me and deals with me and my bull stuff. So that's why we're early, to make sure that, even though we got a handshake agreement right now, I still want to honor the handshake agreement of make sure it's one show a week, but I try to do two. So, but yeah, I'm not gonna talk about athletic director today. That's we're gonna enjoy the tailgate. Hopefully, I see the Noop at the tailgate. If you are so inclined, did I put it in there? Did I get it? Did I get it? I did not. So if you are so inclined, Noop's gonna be at the tailgate. We're gonna have an amazing time. Come check us out, man. It's gonna be some fun. Volleyball. If you are not coming, catch it at the Lawson Center. They are going to be hosting the SWAC tournament for FAMU volleyball. Go check it out, man. I want you to be out there. If you're not going to be watching the Florida Classic here in Orlando, go to Lawson Center. Good time, good venue. It's a good volleyball venue. I will say, for those who are less mobile, get a seat near the top. Otherwise, it kind of is what it is. But you can make it. I would love to see as many of y'all as possible there. I'm going to be down here in the city, beautiful though. So, but it's Classic Week. Y'all saw we kind of had a little petty, had a little fun. I want you, little baby. I think we might actually do pretty well there. It's Classic Week. Like, there's parties, there's popping circumstance. If you're going to Mango's gonna be popping. Blue Martini's gonna be popping tomorrow. Literally, you can be in multiple areas of Orlando and have a great time. I drive, as I mentioned, Blue Martini and Mango's. Noob's definitely going to be around there. Also, Battle of the Bands, everybody's going to be there. Only reason I don't do Battle of the Bands is just it gets out too late. Like, it gets out like 10, 11, and then the next day I got to be at the game. So I stopped doing that once I got a little older. But it's still a good time. It's still a lot of fun. And I encourage anyone who can do all of that, do it. Do it while you're still young, right? But the game itself, right? Try to watch a little bit of film on Cookman, right? And I caught ONG last night too. So, if you can catch ONG Strike Zone, catch them. I don't know Fang Exchange tonight, if I remember correctly, right? I think they did the show yesterday, and they also did Penalty Talk. So they did a lot of work this week. It's a lot of work to do this week, but this is it, right? We have a game after this, but this is it. To quote the great Michael Jackson, right? This is the game. Loser leaves town without a job. Do I think it's absolutely that serious? Maybe. Like, for Cookman, this is the end. Like, you can quote New Edition all you want to. Ain't no is this the end. This is the end. FAMU, there's another week after this. But for both teams, this is the key to having the difference between a losing season, a 500 season for one, and just winning. Like, Colsey's already stated, it's not a game that you can lose. He won homecoming. That was the first half. Cookman is the second half. And it's an expectation that you win the Florida Classic. Because, as Mary points out, it's a family reunion. It's a family reunion. I'm so used to saying family. It's a family reunion. Like, it's literally your friends, your coworkers, your cousins, all around each other talking trash. And if you lose, we got to talk trash for a whole nother situation. Like, you can't be on the other side of that. Like, I remember that decade of just not being able to say nothing to nobody from Cookman. And you're like, oh yeah. You're like, what about the Classic? Like, I want to talk about that. Like, nah, man. Look, I've been enjoying. Look, my coworkers was ragging me, and they were talking about our football team. I was like, hey. I still got a few more days. Don't say nothing to me. You can't say nothing to me. The class, who? Shh. You haven't won the Classic in 4 years. Shh. And I honestly, that's the beauty of this, right? It's the pettiness. It's the fact that you got two teams who honestly, proximity ain't that. It ain't like Florida State, Florida, where it's like, oh, it's Daytona. No, Daytona from Tallahassee is a nice little ride, like good 3 hours some change. That ain't a ride you're making every day. But on the flip side of that, right? It's a game that you have to win. Like, and I think just kind of looking at it, right? And we're gonna get through this because if again, we're gonna come back and we're gonna do our mashup with Fat Mouth. We're gonna start that at 8. This is the game that you got to win, right? I gave you the parties. I told you the Noob's gonna be out of the tailgate, best tailgate ever, tailgate champions. Ask, leave a $10 donation if you can. If you can't, just admire how pretty we are. But at the same time, right? This is the game you got to win. You can't lose the cookie, partially because we know what we have and we know what they got. And when you're looking at the teams on the field, right? Cookman's not a bad team. They're not a great team, but neither are you. And I think a lot of times when you're looking at FAMU this season, you're saying we're not winning games in a decisive manner when we have the talent advantage. Like, RJ's not throwing picks. Like, for anything you've ever heard me say, it's not that, he has a bunch of turnovers. That's a lie. Now, I've said he should have had some turnovers. That's a fair statement. But that boy ain't got no turnovers. He doing all right. Turnover-wise. Like, so you got a quarterback who's protecting the ball. You got an offense that's gotten to the point where they're now scoring. Normally against the lesser, but whatever. Your defense has to do something. Like, you cannot schematically show up with the SOS. It can't be that same old stuff. If you're going to keep giving me the same crap that I've been getting for weeks on weeks on weeks, then it's not going to work. And I think that's the first area where you're going to get the fans to ask questions. It's not going to be on offense. It's defense. Special teams give you nothing. Like, they're going to give you field goals if you can get that. Outside of field goals, special teams is nil. They're just there. They do just enough to stay out of trouble. They're not going to do anything great. They're not going to do anything spectacular. They're just going to do their job. They're like vanilla. And I'm not talking about how we talk about vanilla, but I'm actually talking about the actual ingredient vanilla. Like, for those who cook, put a little vanilla in your pancakes and see what happens. You can be like, what is that? What's that? Now leave it out there. You can be like, it's straight, but it's missing something. Now you can do it with or without it, but it adds a little pizzazz to what you're doing, right? Like, this is a game where the defense is where the questions are going to come in, because defensively, that's where the problems have been. Offensively, you haven't been able to score against good teams, but defensively, you haven't been able to stop a nosebleed. Like, defensively, you've been subpar. You're not living up to the standard of even a dark cloud defense. This is, I've called them before, the doorknob defense. Everybody get a turn. And you're playing against an offense where Cookman seems to kind of know who they are. They're not spectacular, but against FAMU, you don't have to be spectacular. You just have to be who you are and not turn over the ball. Let's be honest. This game is going to rest on the defense. RJ is going to be RJ. He's not going to be spectacular, but he's not going to lose you the game. Like, go watch the last game. Was he spectacular? Nah, but did he get the job done? Absolutely. Like, he nailed it. He completed the assignment at the highest level. And that's all you can ask for. 80-some% completion percentage, I'm not knocking that. Like, He even went through progressions on some plays. We showed that, right? Like you kind of look through, and RJ looked decent. Like just kind of he looked good. I said decent. I'm taking stuff away from him. My bad. I'm shortchanging him. He looked good. Like, did he look amazing? Nah. But good? Man, good offense. If we're being real, good offense gets you 9-10 wins. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Am I saying I'm up on him like that, going from first game to now? No. I'm not that high. But am I saying that so far I like what I've seen, like in the last game? Yeah. Do I like the growth I've seen literally in 3 games? Like, yeah. Like, absolutely. It's not all on him. But thank you, Hollow. Like, he definitely has some time to throw. Like, and this is a Cookman defense where that's going to be a question. And even if you heard the prognosticator last night, he pointed out, FAMU hadn't done a great job sticking to the run at times. I'll bounce on the side of that, though. I'll bounce back on that, where part of the problem we've seen with FAMU is you spent too much time overcommitting to the run as far as to vanilla is not the right word. Hell, if we're going to use it that much, we should have said just name the episode vanilla. Predictable. Like with FAMU's offense, you've known exactly when they were going to run the ball. You knew first down, it was a run play up the middle. It was one of these 2 plays. The quarterback wasn't going to take the ball. You knew where to be. You knew the gap. You knew everything. Very predictable. Second down, you knew that they were probably going to try to throw it. Third down, you knew that they were going to run a little screen, or if he had to, you might let RJ throw deep. But more than likely, you're going to run a screen. The offense has been that formulaic. Like, it's been a mass-produced product. Like, it's been mass-produced like Wonder Bread. Like, it's the same ingredients, the same steps, the same thing. You just follow in order over and over again. That's been FAMU's offense for most of the season. And what we saw in the last couple games was the final expansion of the offense. Not the finally an expansion of the offense. Where it's like, well, you saw where we had one play from last week, we didn't even break it down. Like, there was nothing to break down. Like, them boys were scouted up like that. Like, let me see if I can find it. It ain't the 2-point conversion. Was it the Jalen Rogers? It might have been the Jalen Rogers play. Or was it the Wilshire? It might have been the Wilshire play. Look, it's the benefits of being the person who kind of runs the show and does everything, right? So, right here, right? I believe this is the play. I normally don't do all this because this is a lot when it's just you. Yeah, this is the play right here. We pointed out, and for those who already watched it, sorry, not torturing you, but you can already see right here. He had 2 receivers open. Dang, buddy. Like, that, I ain't even mad at that. And you threw to the right read, even though the other guy was open too. You had 2 guys. Like, there were times in this offense where the guys were wide butt open. Like, and that's what works. And look, it works. Like, you got to open up the offense. And I think this week, I do want to see more of the formations that work and putting players in positions to succeed. I don't think we've done enough of that this season. I think we've done a lot of, hey, this guy, he feels like he fits this way, but I don't know if he does or doesn't. I'm just going to leave that there. I'm not even going to stress over it. You see it, you see it. Like, I think we've done too much of being cute. Put Thad Franklin in position where he can run downhill. I don't need to see Thad Franklin out of the shotgun formation. Every once in a while, yeah, just so that it's something that's a part of the offense, right? He's a good blocker. It's something to where he's gotten better about catching the ball out of the backfield. he doesn't have to get 8 run opportunities out of the shotgun formation. 2 or 3, maybe 3. I would say 3, just so you keep him, keep the defense honest. Like, all right, there we go. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Okay, we're good. Well, I don't need any more. Like, rest of that, give me my speedy guys. I don't care if it's Speedy Rogers, who's kind of playing out of position that spot, but give me something. Little baby, thank you. This is the reason I stopped going to Tyler Perry movies. It was like a Tyler Perry script. You knew there was going to be a downtrodden black woman being taken advantage of by a dark-skinned black man and rescued by a light-skinned man. Hello. I mean, the offense was that simplistic, like to where you knew where it was going to be, down, distance, probably to play. Like we saw in the FAU game where they finally figured out after the first quarter, like, oh, this what y'all running? Oh, we got that. And you saw where other teams did the same thing. I think when you're watching this game, though, from Cookman, unlike last year, where, we see where the run stats are different, they got a better quarterback. Like, this is a more complete Cookman team this year than we saw last year. And I think the results on the field, win, loss, bear that fruit. But this team is more complete. Meaning, what I've noticed defensively, scheme-wise, we try to take away one thing. And we say, I'm either taking away the run or I'm taking away the pass. I can't do both. And it seems like we have that mindset of, I can't do everything. I can do 1 or 2 things well, but I can't do them both. This is my issue with that. Because when the team switches to something that you didn't see as their strength, then all of a sudden it's almost like we're lost. This is a team where you're going to have to be a lot more balanced defensively. You can't just sit up here and say, well, they're in a pass set, so I'm only blitzing 3 down linemen. Oh, they're in a run set. Now I'm blitzing 4. It's not that simplistic. That's almost video game-ish. That's something you do on the Xbox or the PlayStation when you're playing on rookie. But you step that thing on the Heisman, it ain't that. And I think sometimes that's what we've seen through this season, where it's like, well, they're throwing, so it's going to be this. Well, they're running, so it's got to be that. But then what happens when they run out of the pass set? Then it's like, oh my gosh, what do they do? Oh. We look befuddled. Like, it's just saying, like, and thank you. Cookman's giving up 469 yards to opponents per game, 185 on the ground, 254 in the air. FAMU should do both. Just don't let them get a spark. Yeah. And yep, because we get beat when they switch. Yeah. When they throw to certain DBs, which I've been saying all season long. I wasn't nice. I wasn't nice. I was honest. Because sometimes I'm a nice person. You can ask most of my students, they'll tell you I'm probably too nice a lot of times. But I'd rather err on the side of nice so that when I come with my stupid, you know that I mean it. Versus I'm always on stupid and I'm always on demon time. Like, because if I'm always on demon time, then that's just who I am. Versus, hey, what's going on? Yo, we tripping. He ain't normally like this. I think defensively, we know there's one corner you're not throwing at. You're going to throw at him. I promise you this. I'll say this. TJ Huggins is not a corner that you can't throw at. That doesn't exist. They even threw a Dion and people caught against him. But, like, it's just something you got to do. Like, if you throw 10 passes at TJ Huggins, you're probably going to complete 4 to 5. That's fair. I'm just being honest. Most DBs, it could be Travis Hunter. You throw 10 at him, you probably get 2 to 3. Right? But on the other side, you throw 10 passes over on the other side, you might complete 8 or 9 of them. And the one that he did, doing all this extra stuff, it's like, buddy, what you doing? Like, it's not been a great day over there on that side of the field. Like, And this the part that gives me a little baby. It's the same route. Like, not only are you not scouting your own players, are you not scouting yourself? Like, are you not watching the film to see what you're weak at? I'll tell you right now. I remember I took the principal exam a few months ago, right? I met with my principal. I studied it. I did the practice stuff. I did everything else. And then I started calling people because when I looked at the practice test, I looked at my data, and based on my data, this is where I'm weak at. First thing I said to my principal, this is where I'm weak at. How do you do this? And then what happened when it came, I hyper-focused on it. The stuff I was stronger at, I did not study for it, but I didn't spend as much time as the stuff I knew I was weak at. And when it came time to take the test, I was Gucci. I think that's something that we're missing. And I don't know if we're missing. I'm not in the film room to say that. But when I'm watching the games, it feels like, okay, this is what you struggle at. Maybe you just, your body won't let you do it. Maybe it's just not in your, maybe that's not in your ministry. But it definitely feels like we are not working on our deficiencies. And you can never become a more holistic person if you don't work on your deficiencies. I know even in my marriage, I ask my wife questions. It gets on the nerves. I don't care. But I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm fine. Okay, what are you fine about? Why you asking so many questions? Because I want to get this right. Like, I ask my kids, hey, how y'all feeling today? How was school? Who bothering you? Who getting your nerves? What's wrong with school lunch? Okay, what do you want to eat? Okay, how do we make this better? And based on the information that I get, I make adjustments. I don't know if we're doing that with our players. Like, are we saying, okay, this is what the film says. What do you feel is your strength when you're watching the film? Okay, then, because the first step in anything, when you have a problem, is admitting you have a problem. I don't have a problem with weed. It makes me sick. The smell of it. Y'all cousins walk past me and my stomach hurts. That will never be a problem for me. I don't have a drinking problem. Liquor is cool. It's whatever, but it doesn't drive me. It's, if it's in the cup, it's in the cup. If it's not, it's not. It's not something I have to have. I know my vice. So when I know my vice, guess what? I don't put myself in a situation where I'm always around it. Because I'm like, yo, that's a weakness. I'm going to fall. But you know what? Hey, I want to go hang out at the hookah bar, cigar bar. I'll hang out with you. I probably won't smoke, but I'm just hanging out. You want to have some drinks? Cool. I'll get a Coca-Cola. I get a Pepsi. And I'm that guy. I will get a Coca-Cola at the table. You drinking liquor? All right, cool, whatever. No problems. No harm, no foul. I'm not pressured. So are we working on that though? Because me knowing my weakness means that I protect myself from being in that place where I'm weak. On the sports field, you do the opposite. And in other places where your weakness isn't something that one gets exploited, but it's, it's something that gets exploited, but that gets exploited to your detriment. You work to make it stronger. When this arm is stronger than this arm, I do exercise with this arm. Are we doing that? Are we putting our players in positions and plays and situations where they're being stressed? As Coach Willis Simmons used to always say, are they straining? Because it means something different when you say strain to me versus strain to him. Because what I'm struggling with might not be the thing he struggles with. I was naturally fast. I didn't have to run around the track to get faster all the time. It didn't hurt. But also, I wasn't the strongest joker out there. My bench press was the highest I ever benched was like 3-something. I had to work at that, though. That took years of work. Whereas I had some other dudes, man, they were getting it. Two something starting. Man, I was barely getting the bar when I started. I had to work at it. I don't know if we're doing that. And when I look at the film, it says we're not doing that. In this game, we know your opponents have seen a commonality, and they're going to attack it. Because this game means that much about them. Talk about a big coincidence and what we're the chances of that happening. Look for Southern to win the SWAC West. But now the question is, what FAMU do to try to match and exceed Jackson State's brand? This will be interesting. Like that Marshall Falk thing, and man, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's organic. Keep it up. Like I did not put that on the show list. Because I did see it. I saw it off script. Like I saw the show he did for it. And so I didn't stay away from it because he did it. I stayed away from it because I didn't research it, right? And so for me, again, that's a perfect example of me kind of knowing that was a weakness and not trying to get exploited on it. But I think what they've also done is that's more than the brand. He's kind of local. Like he's a guy that's kind of from the area, right? Kind of, you can think about it like this. Valley did the same thing. They're not that brand. Like your Valley. It don't matter how much Terrell Buckley does. Terrell Buckley is from Pascagoula, Mississippi. He was a great player at Florida State. But you're still Mississippi Valley. And I don't mean any disrespect by that. I'm not trying to be slap in the face, whatever to you. You are what you are. Can you be better? Absolutely. Is that going to take a lot of investment? Yes. Because one, your history is so much shorter than everybody else. Your history of success is so brief that we're talking about literally Willie Totten, Jerry Rice, and that's it. There's nothing else I will ever say about Valley. Whereas Southern, I mean, I can just rattle off Pete Richardson, A.W. Mumford. I can cross sports. You got NFL Hall of Famers. You can cross sports, but you can go over there and talk about, you got Avery Johnson. Like all of a sudden with Southern has a law school. Like I can sell you Southern quick. Like, so there's a certain area where even within that hiring, man, that's a solid move, man. So I can get to that point though. I got FAMU winning the game. And part of it is that I'm a homer. I think FAMU's got more talent. I think if you give me another year of this foolishness I've seen for much of this season, I think I'd take Cookman. That's just me. But if I can get RJ to continue to progress and grow, I'll change that opinion. But going into this game, I think FAMU should win. If Cookman does win, it's not an upset. That's not an upset. That's a game where 3 weeks ago, a lot of y'all predicted Cookman. And some of y'all stayed home and you're going to stay in the parking lot because you think they're going to win and you don't want to watch it. But I think this goes to an area where Cookman's got a better administration. I'll say that. I saw the words you said, keep 100. I saw administration. Cookman's got a better administrative structure from president on down, period. And I think that reflects in the football program. From athletic director stability, they've had the same athletic director for going on 5 years. They've got a president who's, solidified the situation. FAMU's a cluster. It just is. And I say that as a person who's a fan, a person who's kind of in the know. Like, it's a cluster. Like, I don't think credit enough goes to James Colsey. James Colsey wears a lot of hats. And there's a reason why we openly say that the standard is not being met, but just because the standard is not being met, that it warrants him being fired tomorrow. I will say this. Part of the reason I'm nervous when I hear that name right there is because of what he did at Cookman. And I know some of what Colsey does for FAMU with no fanfare, no ask for attention. He just does it. I don't know if you get that kind of respect. I haven't seen that Ed Reed. And Scotty said it best. That situation you did was foul. I said the same thing. A large part of my reason for not wanting some of these coaches who are very loud and boisterous when they don't get their way is because that's not how you stay there. And I love that idea. I honestly, I'll go further. This will throw you for a loop. If anybody gets Ed Reed, it should be Grambling. Why? You can pitch that multiple ways. One, Ed Reed is a Louisiana guy. He's got a big name. He also crossed Kappa Grambling chapter for grad chapter, I believe. Grambling alumni, I want to say. That builds in that local community. So it's playing the game a little bit. It's not just hiring him because he's a big name and he's Ed Reed and, and you need a celebrity hire. Okay, that's cool. How many times does that work? Like, it doesn't consistently work. We're looking at, okay, Deshaun's working. Deshaun's also introduced an entirely new recruiting group and area to Delaware State. They're getting California kids. That's huge. That's a whole different talent influx. And it's not just because he's an NFL player. He's from that area, right? I think sometimes we lean too much on the fact that they're going to bring all these people in. How many people left dollars and cents from these NFL spots at these HBCUs because of celebrity coaches? I'll leave that there. I will say, I don't know if y'all saw the news, and it's never worked at FAMU Hollow. Our celebrity hires have been a bad thing for FAMU. I will say this. Auburn is about to shake the game up. And I think this is really where I just said celebrity hires aren't really a great thing for HBCUs. I think this is where the game gets changed. If you haven't seen, I saw this on Twitter. It's a bit of speculation, but I trust the source. Jerry Mack, the coach at Kennesaw State, supposedly he's supposed to get a shot at Auburn. That's huge. If you don't know, that brother, before he was at Kennesaw State, he's at a couple other spots, but he was also a head coach at North Carolina Central. That's huge, especially when you start considering. Look at what Willie Simmons has done at FIU. FIU is darn near bowl eligible. Okay, what does that mean? Why is that important? FIU is not a good program or tradition rich, but he's flipped that program to where they're almost in a bowl game. Continuing, before he went to FIU, he was at Duke. Duke has had a really good season. Duke's football coach, previously head football coach at UM, is probably in the running for some of these other jobs. In particular, don't be surprised if Florida State comes to knocking. And all of a sudden, it's a very easy sell to say he won championship at FAMU. He went down to FIU and flipped that. Bring him back to Duke, because when he was at Duke, we were competing for a championship. That's how you flip this. I'm just saying. And here we go. Said not happening. I talked to Blue, and Auburn's grad said he's a no source of truth to the tweet. They got Dabo interviewing at Arkansas. Is silly. I can't see Dabo at Arkansas. That'd be hilarious. But hopefully for him it is true. But if it's not, hey, I think you definitely see a path to moving forward. That's kind of how you pimp this. Like, you get one of those guys, because again, everybody can't be Dion. Like, we can't sell that to everybody. It's not real. Has Auburn ever had a black coach? Auburn's one of them schools. But I think with those kind of schools, that's what you sell. Like, that's the way you sell the HBCU experience, where it's like, you come here, you cut your teeth, and you do a little bit more with less. And it said that Auburn booster is a big trumper. No way he's letting Auburn hire. Man, I appreciate it. Look, and in 11 minutes, I'm about to join Troy. So we're going to be over there. But I think that's the way you kind of sell these programs going forward. When you're looking at Marshall Faulk coming in, this isn't an end-all, be-all job. That's the first thing you tell these guys. Like, hey, we don't expect you to finish here. But if you are somebody like that, who has local ties, who has a name, and who can assemble a staff, that's important too. You got an advantage, because the other piece of this is got a lot of coaches that don't want to be head coach anymore. Like, I'm fine being OC. I'm fine being defensive coordinator. We saw, sorry, Troy, to poke this button. Gus Malzahn literally left and quit down here in Orlando because he was like, man, I'm sick of this recruiting stuff. Like, if y'all catch the show with St. Clair and I tomorrow, Joe Taylor literally said, I got out of coaching at the right time because I don't want to deal with the transfer portal. Because I asked Patrick Scott, like, hey, the transfer portal is different. Patrick Scott, Tallahassee kid, goes to Stanford, comes back and finishes at FAMU. Like, it's something serious. And you're not wrong. Honestly, it's easier for a black coach, the ACC over the SEC any day of the week. Like, you're going to get in and you're probably going to get a fair shot. Like, there's only one Power 4, coach who was a head coach at HBCU that I can think of, right? Maryland. He was at Howard when they had Kalen Newton. Otherwise, it's not a norm. And even with that, he wasn't a celebrity coach. Now, before he went to Howard, he had some name, but he bounced back. Like, I'm just saying, it definitely is a fact. If Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, outside of that, I would not want either of them. I love it. I keep telling y'all, though, for me, Ed Reed and Ray Lewis are no combination. Knowing what I know about how tough it is at a school like FAMU, I can't imagine in some of these other schools and the investment that they put in. Are you going to be quiet? And I'll say it. I don't care. When you, the head coach, are investing in the program yourself, right? And you're committing yourself to the program in the way these guys are. I'm not talking about time and talent either. Like, let miss me with that. We ain't talking about time, talent. We talking about that other thing. Are they going to be quiet about that? Are they going to be quiet about the considerations they get for it? Or you going to crash out? Because we've seen folks crash out and expose the program. What happens when you do that to a program like FAMU? What happens when you do that to a program like Southern? What happens when, even with whatever's going to Jackson, you do that to a Jackson State, where not only you have rabid fan bases, you have rabid fan bases of people who support and we're prideful. I ain't saying Cookman folks ain't prideful. They just ain't got the numbers. Like, they got 3,000 students. Alumni-wise, like, just saying. This man said they're going to get Saudis to fund HBCU football. Okay. I ain't never seen no Saudis around no Ed Reed or Ray Lewis. What businesses do they have? They have foundations. Okay. If we're going to get coaches with businesses, right? That's why you brought a Charlie Ward. He's got businesses. Those guys got nonprofits. They're not the same. Like, that's what businesses did we see these guys have? Like, I got time today. I got 7 minutes. What businesses do they have? They're on commercials. That's important. But it's exactly. Fam, you don't need attention. That's half the problem now. We don't need attention. We get plenty of attention. We need somebody that's going to do something with the attention. We need somebody that's going to produce with it. I like Cozy. I don't love everything about him coaching, but I done told y'all before, I consistently compare him to Randy Shannon. That is he boring at times? For those who are outside of the media room, yeah. In the media room, he's hilarious. And he's really good. And he's fun. But he's riding the ship in a lot of ways. Now, the ship flying into the rocks in some other areas? Absolutely. And I think that's where, like I said before, let him finish this. It's 3-year deal. Finish it out. Let him finish it out. And with that kind of stuff, if he earns better, let him find better. That's what you do with this. Like, I think the concern with getting a celebrity coaches, can they put together a staff? Them as a figurehead is great. But you got to have some chops. I've said this for years. I don't think Deion's a great coach. We're seeing it this year where, man, he has some talent. Like, he lost talent. But we've also seen, even when he had the talent, he made those mistakes. And that's a problem. They're not listening to Charlie Ward. They don't have the talent. Like, they won't listen to Ed Reed and Ray Lewis. They're going to crash out. Like, again, what have you seen that says anybody listens to them outside of their film from before these kids were born? Like, I really don't know how many people actually work around kids. Like, I work around 14 and 15-year-olds. I work 11 to 15-year-olds every day. Live with 2 of them. Most of them, even if they love football, couldn't tell you who Ray Lewis is. You'd be surprised. They can't tell you who Ed Reed is. They'd be like, oh, that's cool. These kids aren't football historians. Very few of them have any basic knowledge of who the legends of our day were. They can tell you who Jerry Rice is. They can't tell you who Terrell Owens is. You can say Joe Montana. They don't know who he is. It's Patrick Mahomes. These kids are prisoners of the moment. They don't know those people. Now, those guys are going to have to come back and show you who they are. But their names don't carry that kind of weight. Not outside of their communities. And unfortunately, I don't think a lot of us realize that those were the players of our day. So when I tell our students about Ed Reed and these guys, I'm like, oh, he was him. And the kids say, I'll do him. And mean it. Like, I'm just saying, like, these kids don't really know how great some of the legends were. They'll say Walter Payton because they've heard the name. I've barely seen Walter Payton play. I'm 40. I can scantly remember anything. And I've seen some black and white JSU film. I'm 40. 18-year-olds don't know. They don't. You have to reteach them. But what Deion did right, Deion was a business. He's a Hall of Famer. You walked out and you saw it. It wasn't just that he was kind of telling you about it. He's relevant. He's on TV. He's this. He's that. These kids can't tell you who the Heisman Trophy winner was 2 years ago. You want to know who the best player they're going to tell you is? That receiver from Ohio State. Yes. That one? Oh, they're marveled by that kid. They're like, oh, him? Oh, he's him. He's the best thing since sliced bread. But you're talking about a dude from anybody from 5 years or more, doesn't exist. They don't know the people. They're not going to listen. They'll listen because they're loud, They'll listen because they control the purse. They won't listen to them because they respect them the way you and I respect them. Like, just saying. Like, that's not gonna happen. Hey, I am, because guess what? I work with kids all day, and we have those conversations. I'll put film up there. End of the day, school's over, and those kids are just watching. They're like, "What's that?" And most of these kids don't know who they're playing, man, and they don't know where a lot of these ideas came from, man. So, all right, y'all. I'm about to join Fat Mouth in a minute. So we're gonna drop off, then pick up in a minute. But before we do all that, make sure I show you the picks. So the picks this week were North Carolina Central, South Carolina State, Tennessee State. I actually picked FAMU. That might bite me in the tail, and Jackson State. So those are teams. Yeah, man. Like, it's gonna be interesting to see though, man. Like, nothing impact was gonna come from having Charlie Ward when you see the results. That would be interesting. Okay. The offense looks better. I'll say that. The offense looks a lot better. And that's gonna be interesting though. Like, Rattlers 33, Miss Mary's 27. I wish I had a wrench. We'll see. I haven't been right about Ed Reed though. Nobody's offered that man a job. Like, I know that's your dude. Ain't nobody offered him no job. You can scream right. I think the best thing, like I said, the best thing for him, go to a school like Grambling, be the DC, cut your teeth for like 2 or 3 years. That job will come back around. I'm just saying. That job or a job like it will come back around. And there you go. Like, those are the programs I think that you're going to be looking at. It's going to be interesting to see. I will say, go back and catch Mr. Campbell's show from the other day. It's eye-opening as far as the potential future for FAMU, because I will say this, and I'll say this so I can get up out of here. Quinn Gray gave you an eye-opening experience into a coach who is matured. Not matured, mature. Into saying, I'm going to take the opportunity I want when it comes open. And it sounds like, I'm not saying I've talked to him. I ain't talked to Quinn Gray in like 2 years. And it wasn't even a long conversation. It was just a, hey, da-da-da. So I really don't know him like that. Listening to him talk, there's a job that he has in mind. I don't know what it is. I think I know what it is. And he's waiting on his opportunity. And when he gets that opportunity, he's going to take it. And I'm just saying, it's going to be interesting. All right, y'all. For everybody, HBCU Digital Network, we're going to jump over to Fat Mouth Sports. As I told y'all, we're doing both shows. I'm doing both shows today. But I don't do them on the HBCU Digital Network because they do run their own commercials. And I don't run commercials for anyone that don't pay on HBCU Digital. Now, Fangs Up, I don't care. It's my show. That's my platform. That's my channel. But out of respect for everybody at HBCU Digital Network, I don't run commercials for other people on this network. So on that network. All right. So, but look, I think so too. That was an amazing interview. Like, brought back some old coaches. It was good. It was good. All right, y'all. Get ready. Run over to Fat Mouth Sports. I'm gonna shut this down. And I'll be over there for probably a few hours to get my drink right though. It's lemonade today. Lemonade tonight. I got my flask pulled up for the game on Saturday though. So look, if you see something, folks, do something, don't say something. All right, y'all. Y'all already know what's up, what it's always gonna be. Catch y'all Fangs Up Sports in a little bit, and we'll be back here on Sunday. No show Thanksgiving. So see y'all over on Fat Mouth. Y'all know we're gonna have some fun. We're not gonna cuss. I'm not gonna cuss. I can't speak with nobody else. All right, y'all. Y'all know what's up, what it's always gonna be. Love y'all. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Dorsey, how